I'd say generally unions have not had a decent press for a very, very long time. It's been interesting, the rail dispute. The public opinion has changed. Back in the day, if there was a rail strike, a lot of people were very angry about the unions, complaining about their money, all the disruption that's been caused. But this time there's been a lot of support actually for the rail workers, I think, because lots of other workers are in the same position. They come through the pandemic expecting a pay rise, and they're faced with this, out of control inflation now, which is what's driving most of these disputes. And I actually think Mick Lynch from the RMT has made a bit of a difference. He's been a complete media star. He's gone on every program he's been asked to go on. He's very straight, honest, laconic, good sense of humor. And I think he's changed a lot of attitudes in parts of the media. But I would say generally, a lot of the media is still not very sympathetic to strikes.
Yeah. The second point, which Steve and Charles and I talked about at noon, is the degree to which we may be looking at another winter of discontent. And Charles said, well, certainly an autumn and a late summer of discontent. But given your years of experience in covering these matters, do you get a sense that this one is more coordinated, or is it coincidental that you've got the rail workers, you've got the dockers at Felixstowe, you've got post office workers, etc., etc., etc.? What's your sense?
I don't think it's coordinated. The only thing which is coordinating it is the rate of inflation. There's nobody in the back room of the TUC saying, right, it's your turn to go on strike next, it's your turn to go on strike next. You've just had pictures of barristers there on strike, for goodness sake. We could be seeing nurses on picket lines soon, teachers, civil servants. No, it's not being coordinated. And I kind of don't use that phrase, summer of discontent. It's a bit of a hackneyed phrase. It goes back a long way, as you've said. One of the rail union leaders I talked to recently described it as a summer of solidarity, which I think explains it a lot more. I think a lot of workers have seen what big unions like the RMT, the CWU, Unite, Unison are doing, and maybe take a bit of heart from that and think, well, okay, if they're going to go on strike and get a pay rise, then we'll do the same thing.